The devil is very systematic and strategic in his operation. He doesn't function randomly. When the devil is operating, he operates in a very systematic fashion so that he can achieve as much harvest within the short period of time that he has at his disposal. So when you begin to study the factors that make people slumber, the cares of this life. Jesus was speaking in Matthew 24:31. Same scripture that we have been reading from. And he said, take heed to yourself, lest at any time your heart be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and the cares of this life. I began with the cares of this life because the cares of this life are not seen. The cares of this life are legitimate pursuits that, if you are not careful, will become your idol. In the last days, the powers that be will make life so difficult that it will become difficult to survive. But if you are not careful, in a bid to survive, you will forget about God and deploy all your love, your energy, your expertise, your attention to getting the needs of life met. And before you know what is happening, you would have departed from God. The things of the Lord will no longer make sense to you. This is where many have found themselves. So because they have to keep 3 shifts in a day to meet their bills, for 1 year, they've not been able to spend time to talk to God. For 1 year, they've not separated themselves even for 2 days to seek the face of the Lord, to speak to the Lord, and to find out what God is saying about their lives. So you discover some persons have operated on this lane for 15 years. The only time they remember there is a God and did serious business with God is probably when they entered into a battle. Maybe a health crisis or a marital crisis or an affliction of any sort. That's the only thing that reminds them that there is a God. Because they've been busy in the last 10 years, in the last 12 years, in the last 15 years, trying to pay their bills. And so they work in the morning, they work in the night in order to meet up. And there's nothing wrong with paying your bills. It's important to live a responsible life. But you must be careful so that in the bid to live a responsible life, you don't lose your relationship with God. He said, what shall it profit a man if he gains the whole world and suffers the loss of his soul? And he said, what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? There are many people who are in a deep slumber because of the pursuit of the cares of life. They think that life is all natural. And so when you start talking to them, they begin to debate you from a mental place. Especially those of us who are in Africa. When you start talking to them about the things of God, they tell you, oh, how much of God does Japan have? How much of prayer are they doing in South Korea? How much, they keep telling you things. How much of prayer are they doing in Australia? Look at the system. Look at the development. Look at the technology. We are here. We are religious people. They don't understand that that is just one aspect of the seduction of the devil over this age.